everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show. This is the podcast where I talk about your personal, professional, and spiritual growth, and where we talk about your stories to help you go from stuck to growth. I am your host, Joshua Bridwell, and in today's episode, I want to get started by asking you a serious question. Are you really here? Not just listening, but are you actually here? Are you fully engaged, or is part of your mind somewhere else? Are you thinking about your to-do list? Are you wondering if you missed a text? Are you scrolling through your phone while you're halfway paying attention? Because if we're honest, most of us aren't fully present most of the time. We exist, but we don't really live. We might physically be in a conversation, but mentally we are somewhere else. We could be at dinner with family, but we're distracted by notifications. We might be working on a project, but we're constantly checking our email. And the scariest part is that we don't even realize how much we are actually missing. Because here's the truth. Presence is the key to deeper relationships. Presence is the key to clarity, focus, and success. Presence is the key to actually experiencing life instead of just existing. But most people are living on autopilot. So today, we're going to be diving deep into why most people struggle with being fully present, how modern day distractions are stealing our ability to focus. We're going to be talking about the hidden dangers of multitasking and mental clutter, how presence can transform your relationships, your career, and your self-confidence. And I'm going to be giving you 4 real strategies to train your mind to be more present every single day. This episode is going to challenge you, and if you take it seriously, it might even make you a little bit uncomfortable because growth is involved. But if you listen all the way through, it might just change the way that you live your life. That's the hope anyway. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to start by telling you why we are never fully present. I want to tell you a couple of things that might really shock you. Did you know that the average person checks their phone 144 times a day? Y'all, that is crazy. 144 times a day. That's about once every 10 minutes. And on top of that, we spend over 2 hours a day on social media alone. If we do the math, that's about 730 hours a year. Think about that. We are giving away nearly a full month of our lives every single year to mindless scrolling on social media. I'm not here to demonize social media, phones, or technology, but what I am saying is this. Our attention is constantly being stolen. And here's the scary part. The less present we are, the more life starts to feel like a blur. Think about how many times you've driven somewhere and you barely remember the trip. Or how many conversations you've had where you weren't really listening. Or how many special moments in your life have passed by while you were too distracted to fully experience them. We are constantly consuming, but rarely engaging. And if we're not careful, we're going to wake up years from now wondering where the time went. Because living our lives on autopilot does not come without a cost. Now, this part might be uncomfortable because I want you to think about what's actually at stake if you don't change this piece of your life. Let's imagine 10 years from now. You look back and you realize that you don't remember deep conversations with loved ones because you were there, but you were distracted. You didn't take the opportunities that you wanted because you were always lost in thought instead of recognizing the opportunities. Or you don't feel like you fully lived because your mind was always somewhere else. To be honest with you, regret doesn't come from failing. It comes from realizing that you weren't fully present for your own life. And I don't want that for you. And I'd imagine that you don't want that for yourself either. I want to share my personal wake-up call because I think it's something you might resonate with, because this is a moment that changed me. I have to be honest, this is something that I have struggled with, being present in my own life. There was a time in my life when I was always thinking about the next thing. I'd be in a conversation, but instead of listening, I was planning what I was going to say next. I'd be working on a project, but my mind was jumping between emails, notifications, random thoughts, text messages. Or I'd be with my family, but I wasn't really with them. I was thinking about work, social media, or something else. Then one day something happened that hit me really hard. I was having dinner with somebody that I really cared about, and they stopped mid-sentence and said, "Are you even listening to me?" And it wasn't said in anger, but I could tell that it was said in hurt. Because in that moment, they could feel that I wasn't fully there. And that crushed me. And it's not because I meant to be rude, but it is because I had trained myself to always be half present. And that day, I made a decision. I was going to stop living my life on autopilot. And when I did, the more present I became, the more my life changed. My conversations got deeper, my focus got sharper, my moments of peace got longer, and I started actually experiencing my life instead of just existing. And that's exactly what I want for you. So I want to tell you how to train your mind to be more present every day. Because we've talked about why being present is important. Let's dive in to how you can actually be present. Like I said, I want to share 4 powerful, practical ways that you can start doing this today. The first one is called the one task rule. Stop trying to do everything all at once. When you're eating, just eat. When you're talking to someone, just talk. When you're working, just work. Multitasking is killing your ability to focus. In fact, studies show that multitasking lowers productivity by 40%, according to a Stanford University study. I want you to be fully where you are. When you are where you are, watch how much richer life feels. The second practical thing for you is called the no phone hour. Every day, have 1 full hour with no phone, no notifications, no scrolling, just real life. Spend it with your family, take a walk, read a book. Start small, and you're going to be shocked at how much clearer your mind feels. The third practical thing is called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method. If your mind is racing, use this quick trick to bring yourself back in the moment. I want you to focus on 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This simple exercise is something I've been using for years, and it instantly centers you, so try it today. The 4th thing is the presence challenge. I want you to set 3 reminders on your phone with the words "be present." When they go off, I want you to pause. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to look around and fully experience the moment that you're in. This one habit by itself can change your life. Listen, life is happening right now. The question is, are you actually living it? This week, I challenge you to be more present, even if it's just for a few extra moments a day. Being present in your life is going to help you experience life in a much better way. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, everybody, for your support. I am very blessed and grateful for the growth that my channel has received, and it is because of viewers like you. So please make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like, please make sure that you download this episode if you're listening to it on your favorite podcasting platform. I am always trying to improve, and I want to make sure that I'm providing content for you. So please make sure that you don't miss anything moving forward. Subscribe, download, share. And thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. This has been another episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show. Tune in next time. Let's grow.